Okay, so I'm here with my cousin. We thought we would just do a little bit of a chat, a little bit of book chat, because I am currently reading Sunrise on the Reaping and I'm obsessed.
I read the whole book in one night as soon as I got it.
Of course you did. I'm not surprised you did at all.
Obviously.
Yeah.
This is stressful for me because I have to make sure I don't spoil it for
I know,
you.
and it's only like 20% left, so you
like,
have to not spoil anything after.
Yeah, I have to remember where you're up to, so...
I'm up to like 3 tributes left.
Okay.
So Maisley just died, and that's that.
Well, no, because there's 4 of them left, right? Because there's the 2 careers.
No.
And the little girl.
There was only 1 career left.
Okay, so the other careers died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's only Silla? Silla? Is that her name?
Silka.
I'm sorry. Well, there's a lot of
She can
names.
be Silla, it's fine.
There is a lot of names. I have never read a book where I'm like, I can't remember people's names.
I had to bookmark the page where she named all the tributes and
Yeah.
keep flipping. But one thing I really appreciated about this book was that it's like a subtle thing to do. A lot of the tributes had roles.
Yeah, I know.
Like, it was confusing at first, but I really respected it because I think like it's very easy to kind of forget that because the whole point of it is there's 48 tributes and it's like these are all people.
I know.
Like that's really
you want to get to know
emphasized.
them.
And you're rooting for them even though you know in your heart they're not going to make it. Like
I know.
people like Regina and Ampert and
That hurt. That really, really hurt. When I read how he died, I was like, excuse me, that was a horrible way to kill a 12-year-old kid.
Oh, and he's so
He was
sweet.
only 12.
He's so sweet. It was like somehow worse than Rue.
It was actually worse than Rue because Rue died. Yes, it was brutal, but she died very, can I say peacefully?
Yeah, and like she was in Candace's arms.
No, I mean, Albert was just brutal, just absolutely brutal, and I'm gonna have nightmares now for the rest of the week of these evil little squirrels eating up.
It's for me the scene that really hit for me was with the like giant like scorpion creature where it's attacking the 2 tributes and Maisley and Hamish are trying to save them, and it's such a like interesting reflective on the fact that these are just kids and how much they care about each other.
Yeah, and they tried to say they tried to save the Korea kid. Wasn't it Korea? Yeah, I think it was a Korea kid. Wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think it was a Korea kid.
Who the 2 kids who were no, they were both newcomers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm sorry.
You should be.
There's so much going on in my head.
Yeah.
There's so much information. I have to read it again at some point. But at the same time, the movie's coming out in May.
November.
No! May. Fuck me.
I'm fact checking. I'm fact checking.
Is it that long? If it's in November, I'm going
Because I remember thinking, oh, it's less than a year now.
I thought it was in May.
Maybe I'm thinking something else.
It was in May. May 9th. Am I making this up? I'm going to be so stressed if it's in November. I can't wait until November to watch this movie.
We're finding out. I'm fact checking. November. I'm sorry. I've ruined your day, haven't I?
How did I not know this? How did I think it was in May? Okay, so the thing is, there are so many movies coming out in 2026.
We've got a good year for movies.
There's a lot of like Avengers movies, like just Marvel movies.
Enola Holmes.
Maybe that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, I think that's a summer release.
Yeah.
There's just a lot happening right now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
This year is going to be jam-packed.
I am so excited for the new Hunger Games film. I have to say, like,
okay, so
casting,
we have to talk about that for a little bit.
Oh,
yeah, because I actually saw the casting before I read the book, and I mean I didn't remember every face, to be honest. But you know, Hamish, Maisley, Plutarch, and what else? Who else? I almost said Lulu, but
Luella and Lulu, they got uncanny valley actresses.
Yeah.
And like they managed to get people who look so much like Jennifer Lawrence. It's crazy.
It's crazy. They look like her sister or daughter or something.
The vision is just visioning.
Yeah.
And the guy who plays Magnus Seft, like and
I can see him. I can see that.
Just immediately, I saw Billy Porter. He was in Pose, which is a great TV show, even if it's made by Ryan Murphy.
I haven't seen it.
And Billy Porter, he plays the MC at the like ballroom culture, so it's kind of like there's like drag shows where people go in, and he's like, "Pose for me, darling."
Yeah.
He's just, and I can just totally see him as this like crazy toad licking.
He is
married
crazy.
to Glenn Close.
He is crazy. But the thing is, when I read the book, I envisioned all these characters that were already cast, so that is going to help me when I actually watch the film, because I'm not going to be as disappointed, you know.
I think a lot of people didn't like Lenore Dove's casting.
I can't see that, because when I read the book, so I knew what Lenore Dove looked like, but when I read the book, I was like, yeah, sure, this is Lenora. It's fine.
I think the thing, like, people had issues with it, it tends to be, as much as people will never say what it is, they're like, oh, this is what I envisioned the character as. It's like, no, you envisioned the character as white. Like, that's your problem with it. I'm sure about that.
But that's the thing that I love about books, that, yes, you can say they have red hair, but they don't have to have red hair in the films.
And also, they're going for someone who looks like Lucy Gray.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's what you said the other day.
Yeah.
And I really, to be honest, I read like Lenore Dove and Lucy Gray initially as kind of looking more like a redheaded and like,
you said that, more Irish.
Yeah, because I was thinking the Covey really reminded me of like the traveling communities that like are in the UK and things like that, especially because they're like a more marginalized part of society, and I think the Covey really draw a lot of parallels with travelers, like, and like Romani communities. But I have no problem with Lenore's casting, because it's like,
no, if it's her,
you know,
if it's her, and if it's the road that they were going down with Lucy Gray's character, so it makes sense for me. So but I did read Songbirds and Snakes. I regret that now, but I saw the movie and I was like, oh, I have to read Hamish's story. And the thing is, when I started reading, I was like, this is going to be so much politics. And I don't know, because I don't really like a very politically heavy story. It takes away from the rest of the story, for me personally.
And when you're dealing with YA, it's very like, and also you don't have to want to read a political book when it's not been historically political. Like, that's fine.
But the thing is, when I started reading, I was like, oh yes, I'm deep diving right into this political world, because I already know it. I already know Panam. I know the struggles in the districts. I know the deal with the Hunger Games. And I've seen it now from Snow's perspective as well. So I've now seen...
And with yours, this unreliable like narrator and like that kind of work.
So I was so excited to actually dive into that again. Being able to see from a news perspective again.
I think like Suzanne Collins is such a good writer in that she can take... You know, like, she does write about political things in kind of a way, because it is dystopia, and like dystopian novels are inherently political. But she has like one concept in mind, and she goes in with it, and she makes it very kind of like simple in a way, and it's
so easy to understand. When I talked to my friend Kristen, she wanted to read the book, and she was like, "Is it hard to read in English?" And I was just told her that no, it's not. It's really straightforward.
It's very good,
easy writing
in a second language.
And it's so easy to just envision everything you are reading, because it's written in a way that's just it just flows. Do you know what I mean?
And it's like, I think people take for granted how difficult that is to do.
Oh yes,
because you have so many examples of like other. Because obviously from that era, there are so many other like dystopian novels, and it's like, when you're writing dystopian fiction, you need to have something to say, and that is like just very, very simple. And I think so many like books from that era fall into that trap. Like Divergent is definitely one of them.
I've never read them.
It's one of those ones where like you can kind of enjoy the romance of it, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you ask Veronica Roth like point blank, what are you trying to say with this book? She wouldn't be able to tell you. And it's the same with, I think, Maze Runner in a way.
And you kind of feel that with the movies as well.
And like they don't have a point of view. Whereas Suzanne Collins, when she wrote The Hunger Games, she like had such a specific point of view.
Yeah.
And when she wrote Hamish's story, she came in with the view of, I want to write about propaganda and how things can be edited.
Yeah.
Which I think was
brilliant. Was brilliant. Because when I watched, I said I watched. Now, because I feel like I've only seen the movie when I read it. But when I read only the first chapter, I think, when during the reaping, and they had to all this drama played out, and they had to cut like
with Woodbine,
yes, they had to cut like 10 minutes, and he was like, oh yeah, so it's not really live, it's actually lagged a bit, so they actually can buy themselves time if and when something happens to just cut it out.
And it's really hinted at, I think, in the first book,
so
where the mayor literally reads out Lucy Gray's name from the thing, and I think we really see the emergence of, like, I think Snow's book is really important because it sets up the fact that we're living in a world where reality is moldable. Yeah. And that is an incredibly dangerous universe to live in when truth becomes 100%. Relative. 100%. And I think she, like she wrote in the introduction, I think, of Sunrise on the Reaping, of the, like, this is what I wanted this book to be about. Yeah. And she executed it just flawlessly.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I think it's great.
I feel I can say it now, but this is 100% gonna be a 5-star read for me.
It was for me, and I am very picky about my books.
Yes, you are. You are actually very picky. I'm not that picky, but you are very picky.
And it's very, very rare that for me personally, I'll read a book and it is both 5 stars and something I want to read again. Because there are books that I think are not great, but I will read them again. Yeah. Whereas there are books that I think are amazing. Like there's an Agatha Christie book. It's called The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, and it's one of my all-time favorite books. Yeah. I have read it once. And I genuinely don't know if I want to read it again because the twist at the ending is so good that I just
you can't experience it in the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas,
what you mean.
Like, Sunrise on the Reaping is a book that I just love to reread because every single time I pick up on something new.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like you really just all the characters in the story, and there's just so much going on, but it really works.
It really, really works. And the thing that I really loved was that we get more meat to the bone, if I can say it like that. It's a very Norwegian way of saying it. But you get more context to...
Like depth.
Yeah, more depth and more context to...
That's so good.
It's such a Norwegian thing to say.
I love it. Where we're going with it. You get more meat on your bone.
Yes. Well, you know, with BT's story and with Wyra's...
I loved Wyra's, and I'm so excited to see how she's portrayed.
Because Mags. Oh, and now I understand Mags so much more because they explained so much more of her story in this book than they did in Catching Fire when she was a tribute again. And now I understand more of her as a person and as a character.
And you can kind of, she's really this protective person who really wants to look out for other people. Yeah. And
that makes me understand because she was such an old lady.
And you have to understand, like, her going in.
Her and Finnick.
Yeah, her volunteering for Annie, she knew she wasn't coming out. Yeah. And I really just respect that on so many levels.
And that's why Finnick was so protective of her as well, because he knew. Yeah, he knew.
And also the way she died is just... And also the actress who played her in the movies has actually since passed away.
I know, it's so sad.
And, like,
oh my god.
Like, rest in peace.
I'm so excited to see all this play out in the cinemas. I'm 100% going to see this in the cinema.
Oh, 100%. Oh, yes. Like, the second tickets go on sale, I'm probably going to be in Berlin or something at the time. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you're traveling.
Maybe. I'll be in some country somewhere, but I don't care. I'm getting a ticket. Yeah. I'm so excited. I will say that if I have to find a gripe with the book, there's one little thing, and it's just so tiny, and it's like... But there was a little bit of fan service going on just with what's his name? Katniss's parents.
I can see that. I can see that.
It was one of those things where it's like, I get why she's done it. Yeah. Because, you know, if you're going to introduce a secondary character, fair enough, you want it to be someone the audience know. Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, it's a bit annoying because I'm like, okay, this feels a bit unrealistic.
It feels a bit put in there for a specific reason, but
it didn't take me out of the story.
No, it doesn't.
It was just like, okay, this is fan service, but it's not like wildly distracting.
I do love how they made this arena so different from all the others. This was a magical place. It was described as such a beauty.
And it's a metaphor in a way.
Yes, it is.
For how deceptive it is. And it's like, and it kind of feeds into the whole like bread and circuses, like, oh my God, analogy of the capital, which is when you see beautiful things and you give up your autonomy, this is what happens. And I just think it was so...
And just distracts from what's actually happening. Children are killing each other in this arena, but it's so beautiful that you kind of it takes away from that.
And one of the things I really kind of appreciated in a way was, like, because everything you think you know about Hamish's games isn't.
Yeah, I know.
In the books.
I know.
Like, I kind of went into this assuming that the District 2 girl, Silka, was going to be his main antagonist. And then in the books, it's Panache.
I know. He's fallen asleep.
Bro's chilling. Bro's chill maxing. Our granddad is set like this.
He's just sleeping.
We
are in our grandparents' house, so if you can hear a dog like tiptoeing, it's Albin.
He's a Pomeranian crossed with a Chihuahua, and as you can imagine, he's very, very loud. And he thinks he's a lot bigger than
he is. He trots around like a little...
Oh, and he thinks he's the boss of the house. Yeah, and he barks at everything, but we love him.
Anyways, back to the book. Yeah, we talked about Panache. So the thing is, I saw when they introduced Panache, I was like, oh yeah, that is gonna be like, he's gonna be the one.
Oh, there's a scene as well towards the end that I'm not gonna spoil for you. And it's really like, it just, for me, it just symbolizes like how wrong these things are when you think that this is an act of self-defense. I'm not going to say it because, I don't want to spoil the ending for you. But yeah, there's like...
I'm so scared. I don't want it to end. And I have to know what's going on, but I can't read. I can't read it.
It's hard. It does get like... It's one of those things where you're like, okay, it can't get any worse. And then it gets worse. Yeah. And it's really kind of crazy because it's one of those books where you kind of go in thinking, I know how this ends. I know everyone in the arena has to die. And I know that his brother and his mother and his girlfriend are going to get murdered by Snow. And it's really not what you expect it to be, and it still hits so hard every single time.
Yeah, I can't.
And I'm really excited to see more of Lenore Dog in the film, because we see her from Hamish's perspective, and like Snow, Hamish is an unreliable narrator in a way because he's just in love with the role, and she's just perfect to him.
Yeah, it's true.
And like it's like,
and he doesn't know everything about her because of the things she doesn't want to talk about and doesn't want to say, and he says that, but he doesn't care because she's perfect and she's...
And it's interesting how Snow and Hamish actually have very similar like trajectories in their lives, but such different like ways of coping with it.
Yeah.
And I'm incredibly excited to see Ralph Fiennes play.
Oh yeah.
So
I know.
There was
He's a perfect pick as well.
The thing is,
I mean, all of this cast is
amazing.
Perfectly picked out. Absolutely perfect.
One of the things is, there was a lot of discourse online because people really wanted Kiefer Sunderland, and I do understand that perspective, and it would have been a really nice tribute to his father.
Yeah.
But I think like he would have been almost perfect. But Ralph Fiennes has that voice and that presence. I think like to this day, like his performance of Schindler's List is one of like the greatest of all time. Like he is so genuinely terrifying in that role, and like when you're playing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
We're talking about Nazis, and Camilla's like,
no, but he is completely terrifying. No, that's what I was laughing about because he really is.
And I heard that apparently, like on set, like when like they had Holocaust survivors come on set, and when they saw him, they literally started shaking because he was so. But that's what I mean. Like he really can embody that kind of. Also, tangent. Did you know he was married to Riversong from Doctor Who?
No, I don't know Doctor Who. I'm not from Britain, you know. I've never watched Doctor Who.
Aren't you?
I'm not from Britain, I'm sorry. And so we used to spend all summer here together with my grandparents.
I remember I was like, because we were like 7 years apart.
Yeah.
So we were very, very close, which in hindsight is actually hilarious that I was 6 years old and you were like 13.
And it's so strange because it was always you and me and Alex and Amelia. Because they are so close in age.
And we were so not.
And we are so absolutely not close in age.
I was a very like... precocious child, and I really like to read, and in some ways I was like advanced for my age.
The thing is,
not socially, but
no.
like academically.
I wasn't.
We were just chilling.
Yeah,
we were just chilling.
The thing is, I was very much a fairy tale, living in a fantasy world kind of child. And when I got older, the other kids didn't want to live like that. But you met me there, so we were kind of living off each other's fantasy.
Intense Harry Potter phase.
Oh yes,
intense.
Yeah.
There is a video that we were watching just now from 8 years ago.
Yeah.
When we were on a train somewhere. And
it's a museum, so it was a really old train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Camilla, we were all talking about Harry Potter, and Camilla starts doing this.
I want
I, with just completely just go, oh, you want Bertie Bott's every flavour beans?
Yeah. And I was like, yes, how did you get that from this? What is this?
It's just psychic.
This every flavoured beans? Okay, sure.
I was wondering how we got onto that topic then. I was like, this started somewhere.
How did we start this topic?
We get so off tangent. Like,
yeah, I'm very chaotic, and that's the thing, because I think I get on with people who are as chaotic. Can't even speak.
We've broken her.
Yeah, I'm broken. Oh my god. Yeah, so I get on with people that are as chaotic as me.
I just stop laughing.
Because then we are just like bouncing back and forth, and the conversation can just go on tangents, and we never come back to what we were talking about. Sometimes we do come back to what we were talking about.
Eventually, it ends up where it's meant to be.
Yeah. And it's so nice to be talking to other people who are also like that, because otherwise, other people, they are just like, okay, can we now go back to what we were talking about, please?
I think we're like, we'll just be having a conversation with someone, and in our minds, well, like, this will make sense, and we'll just bring up something that everyone else perceives as being totally unrelated.
Yeah.
And they're right, but in my mind, I'm like, but if you think about this, and then this, and then this, and then this, we come to my point.
Yeah.
And that's where my brain's at.
Yeah. Yeah, same.
Do you have any more book questions you want to ask me? Because,
fun
fact, we recorded some stuff before, and then there was an evil hard drive, so it's just gone.
It's gone.
It's gone forever.
Yeah, unless I can find it somehow. Probably, maybe from a recovery from a memory card or something.
We can have a funeral for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
send it off to Valhalla.
It was after I'd been to Coldplay as well, and I was in my Coldplay Wembley t-shirt.
You were loving live.
I know I was.
Your Coldplay era was
really
top
loving
notch.
live. Yeah. Well,
I remember now.
Yeah.
You went to watch the movie.
Yeah.
The first movie that came out, and you came home and described the entire movie to me, and I must have been like 8.
Yeah, God, you were really young.
I was really young when that film came out, and I remember you describing like the entire plot to me.
Of course I did.
Yeah, and I was just fine with it. And that memory's just suddenly come back to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, so what is your favourite Hunger Games book?
Oh, I will have to say, currently, it is Sunrise on the Reaping. I just think it's...
Oh, yeah.
She's really met in the middle of, like, maturing for her audience. Like, it's definitely more complex than the early books.
Oh, really?
I think she does a lot. Yeah. But it works.
It totally works.
Because I think Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, bit too much.
Snapes?
Snapes?
Ballads of Songbirds and Snapes?
Severus
Snape.
Snape. Yes.
That's going on in my head.
I was like fully prepared to just roll with it as well. I was like, maybe she's not noticed.
Of course I noticed.
Damn it!
I'm sorry. I'm gonna be so red. Oh. Yeah, so anyways, so in that book...
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes,
yeah.
I think I really enjoyed it, but I think she just did a little bit too much.
She did, and the movie shows it well.
The movie
drags a little bit.
The movie needed to be too movie.
Correct, yeah. It was like a Mockingjay. It had to be a part 1 and part 2, really.
Which is like, Mockingjay, to be fair, could have been one film, but I appreciate that they did it as 2 movies.
Yeah, because you get more of the information and more the story.
Also, they really shouldn't have cast the guy they did to play Snow, because I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like Lucy Gray. I get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, so but then I chose the right book to actually read, because if I read Songbirds and Snakes, I might not have wanted to read Sunrise on the Reaping.
I will say it's definitely worth a read. I think they really made a mistake in the film, and that Lucy Gray's character in the books is a lot more ambiguous, as is Snow's. Whereas I feel like in the movies they really tried to make them more palatable for the audience, and you kind of feel more sympathetic towards them. Just goes against the point of the book, and I think hopefully that changes in Sunrise on the Reaping, and they really do a good job of portraying what it is now. Say. I think it's going to be good. I think with that cast and with their track record, they can't go wrong.
So excited! Oh God!
Any more questions for me?
Not really. I'm a bit tired now.
She needs a nap.
I need a nap. I do need a nap.
She's tuckered out.
Yeah.
I'm actually boiling. Our
now I am boiling.
I have this house on we 100 degrees.
Yeah, because we took this blanket, and my grandma was like, "Are you cold?" And I think she actually turned the heat on.
Oh no!
So now we are boiling.
I might have to take my jumper off. I'm not being funny.
Wow.
It's not funny. I've got skew. I've got skew. It's not funny.
If you know what that's from, comment below.
You know what that's from? Go outside.
If anyone has read Sunrise on the Reaping, can you tell me what you thought of it? Thank you. Okay.
And I hope you're excited for the movie as we are.
Yeah. I think everyone is. I've not heard one person saying that they're not excited about this movie.
I really think that between the casting and the social media team, they've really got us like ready for this film.
Yeah, they do.
And it feels a bit dark to be excited for a film that's about children killing each other. But it has a point of view, and she really like that's the thing with Suzanne Collins.
It's a deeper meaning to it.
She didn't write the book like until she had something to say. I think she really had something to say, which I respect.
Yeah,
like I think with that kind of book,
some writers I think feel a pressure to write something, and they do, and it's not their best work,
and that's how we get the cursed child.
And some writers, they wait until they have something to say, like you said, and Suzanne Collins, she did, and she wrote something absolutely spectacular. I love it so much, and I'm not even done yet, so I'm going to update you when I'm done, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about it for another half an hour after I'm done, so...
Yes, you will.
I'm going to try not to.
And I'm going to insult J.K. Rowling some more.
Well... Okay.
I love Harry Potter. I love the books. Okay,
yeah, I do too.
I'm just putting that out there.
Absolutely love it. It's such a big part of our childhood as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Like just all of it. I remember I had the audiobooks by Stephen Fry.
Same. I didn't have the one by Stephen Fry. I listened to the Stephen Fry ones as an adult. As an adult.
Yeah.
But when I was a child, I think I was like 7 maybe, and my dad downloaded the whole Norwegian.
We had them on CDs.
One. Yeah.
And it was like every CD was a different chapter. So we had these like 40 CDs for like what? Because this was like what, 2008?
That's so nostalgic.
I think we found them the other day.
Oh my god.
It was like, and we used to listen to them to go to sleep. And I would sometimes obviously fall asleep before the chapter was over, so I just listened to the chapter again the next day.
Yeah.
And that's where I could like quote chapters from memory.
I remember
read them. I still read them with Stephen Fry's voice in my head.
Yeah, well, when I see the movies, I'm like, especially the chapter when Hermione is in the bathroom with the troll in the second movie. No, first movie. Yeah.
So that's how we became friends.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god, I know exactly what's happening here. I can see it in my head because that's usually right before. That was usually right before I fell asleep. So I listened to the same chapter again and again, and I listened to them being attacked by this troll in the dungeons again and again and again. So yeah, I know it by heart now.
I can still do like the first page of the first book, like to memory.
Yeah.
Like Mr. and Mrs. Darcy of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say they were perfectly normal. They were the last people you would ever expect to be involved in such nonsense.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this really, really long tangent.
With a surprising amount of Harry Potter references.
Yeah, and a lot of...
me trying to get you age restricted.
Well,
I'm gonna get a
I'm
message
gonna leave
from
it
her
at that.
after this.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm
Katie.
at 6% on my camera, so we have to finish.
Yeah, definitely.
But I will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. I finished it. I finished the book yesterday, mid-morning. And I fear we have to talk about it because, yeah, this book was a 5-star read. Let me tell you, this was the best book I've read in a really, really long time. Oh my god. I'm gonna need a minute to get over this. There's so much information, there's so much going on in this book, but at the same time you're so intrigued, you're so devoured in this story, and it's just completely and utterly devastating, as well as being such a beautiful story. I don't know how she does it. Suzanne Collins, she's a master. I don't know how she does it. I'm going to get my notes on my phone because there's a lot of thoughts in it. It's a lot I want to talk about, but I don't want to sit here for like half an hour like I did with my cousin the other day. First of all, I can't say enough how much this book added depth to Hamish's character. It just makes so much sense of his character as well. You understand much more why he is how he is in the OG trilogy, and you get to like him even more now. The fact that everyone around him dies, everyone who's close to him dies, and he thinks that it's all his fault that they die, but he does realize that Snow has orchestrated for everyone to die around him, just to torture him. And it's just, oh my god, yeah, it breaks my heart, and it just makes so much sense why he is the way he is, and why he won't let anyone in. Like, he does say that after these games, he doesn't want to let anyone in, and he doesn't talk to any human, and he shoves away all the people around him who are left alive, just to protect them, and he doesn't want Snow to have anything else to take away from him. And it's just, that is so sad. Like, the love between Hamish and Lenore Dove was just so pure and so beautiful. The way they said, "I love you like all fire," it just felt so pure, and I just absolutely loved it. I cried my eyes out reading the last 10% of this book. I definitely teared up throughout the book, but the last 10% was ripping my heart out and cutting it into pieces. And I don't even think I can talk about it without being a little bit emotional, so bear with me please, I'm so sorry. The way Hamish thought he was about to lose Lenore Dove, and then she came back, and he was so lucky to have her back alive, just to have her die in his arms. And the fact that his hands kind of gave her the poisoned gumdrops from Snow. Unbeknownst to him, he actually gave her the poison that took her away from him. Like, I'm not okay. I'm really not okay. He really wanted to come back to her so she didn't have to grieve him the rest of her life. And instead, he came back, but now he has to grieve her for the rest of his life. And it drives him mad. He drains the sleep syrup just to have some peace, but then the nightmares are just him poisoning her all over again, and he's just saying to himself again and again and again, Why didn't I just check the bag? It's just awful to read. The amount of pain this guy has gone through is just unbearable. The way his family was taken away from him in the fire, and the way he yelled and tried to break free of the people holding him back and yelling, let me go with them, please. And because he only wanted to be with them and he just wanted to die with them. This book just really, really hits me. I don't know really why. It really did. And I can't seem to stop crying when I talk about it. So, all the way the propaganda worked, it kind of startled me a little bit. The way I knew that the Capitol, like, they were full of propaganda, but the way they did it, how they controlled and orchestrated everything, like, it was just chilling. Watching them manipulate the reaping and the games, how people in the Capitol and in the district actually watched the games, that was absolutely haunting. How can you even trust anything that the Capitol is saying? Because it's all just orchestrated and it's all just changing the narrative and just manipulating the narrative. And it's just so effed up, to be honest. And I can see it happening in our world more and more, and that is scary. So I think that is why this book hits in a specific way. The fact that Hamish believes that the Capitol will always win until he meets Katniss. Katniss, after 25 years, gives him some hope. After 25 years of being in absolute agony. The thing that really hits me in this book is the moments of true and pure friendships. Like, the tributes actually doesn't want to kill each other. They just want to survive, get through this. But they want to protect each other. And the friendships that are formed in the alliance with the newcomers, it hit my heart when Maisley and Haymaid tried to rescue Hull, I think, from the awful mutated porcupine. They weren't successful, but it just showed that they didn't want anyone to die. It was just such a kind of heart-melting moment, because it showed you that they are just kids, they are just people. They don't want to do this. They feel forced to do it, and it changes you as a person. But for some people, going into the arena, I can see it just changing them, being like, I'm here to win, I'm gonna kill everyone who gets in my way. And then you have the other people, like Maisley and Hamish specifically. I'm referencing to them now because they tried to save Hull. If Hull didn't die, who then was supposed to die in order to win and complete the Hunger Games? I mean, they didn't even think of that. They just thought of someone having to die, and they didn't want to see them die. And that was just really, really heart-melting for me. So I think that's what made the book so beautiful, you know, the love between Lenore Dove and Haymitch, the friendships that formed, and the moments when they were in training, and when Ambert asked Maisley to be his sister, and Maisley was like, I'll be your sister. And then in the end, Maisley and Hamish had a moment, and he didn't even need to ask her specifically. She just looked up at him and she said, sure, I'll be your sister. And it was just such a beautiful, beautiful moment between two people knowingly having to die and still showing so much grace for one another and so much love for one another. It was just, yeah, I don't have words. Not Luella, because yeah, Luella died, and that was horrible in itself. When Lulu died, and it was just such a torturous death. It was just dragged out, and when Hamish, he looks up to the sky and he just yells, please just let her go. And he says, she's not your plaything. And then he rips out like her pump so she will die momentarily, just to put her out of her agony. I have not felt that much whilst reading someone's death. Okay, so this whole book is about people dying, and it's awful. It's so awful, but at the same time, it's such a great story and it's such a great book. You feel everything. You feel like you are in the games with them. You feel like you know the people. That's the thing in this book. There's so much going on, and there's so many people in the games, but you feel like you know a lot of the people so well. It really, really hurts when they die, and the way they die, I can't even talk about it without tearing up, because none of the other books had this many like torturous, like gruesome deaths of people that you actually cared about. I mean, wow. So of course it was a 5-star read. It's just such a clever book. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you what I wrote on my Goodreads, actually. Okay, I'm gonna need a minute to recover from this. The book was just like the arena, stunningly captivating, yet absolutely devastating and terrible things are destined to happen in it. Brilliant, both the story and the writing itself. My heart was torn out of my chest and cut into pieces. This was the most devastating yet beautiful reading experience I have had in a long time. Absolutely heartbreaking and page-turning, while also rich in depth, cleverness, and emotional resonance. 5 stars for sure. Just such a beautifully tragic story, if you can even call it beautiful. Nevertheless, I loved it. It's one that will stay on my mind and in my heart for a really long time.